This is an emergency distress call from Yunadel Space Station. The station has exploded. Everything happened so fast. Alarms blaring, walls shuddering, fire consuming everything. I barely made it into this emergency pod, and now I'm just drifting. No controls, no navigation, no way to steer or scan for anything. Just me, the void, and the hope that someone, anyone, will hear this. If you're out there, please respond. It's been a week since the explosion. No sign of anyone else. I've been sending out messages, but there's been no response. Am I the only one left? The supplies in this pod are dwindling, and I'm starting to feel the weight of the isolation. If anyone can hear me, please, let me know I'm not alone. Months. It's been months. At least I think it has. Time blares out here. The stars don't move, the silence never breaks, and this pod feels smaller every day. Our resources are nearly gone. I've given up hope more times than I can count, but somehow I keep recording these logs. Maybe it's to distract myself, or maybe, deep down, I still believe someone might hear this. If this is my last entry, to whoever finds it, I tried. The pod, it stopped. For the first time what feels like forever, I'm not drifting. I think I hit something. An asteroid, maybe? When I opened the rear airlock, I found myself in the middle of an asteroid belt. Vast, cold, but not empty. There's ores everywhere, and in the distance, I can see a shelter, or maybe another pod. There's even a structure, a dome-like area that might be a station or outpost. If anyone is out there, please respond to my signal. I'll find a way to reach you. I'm not giving up yet. This place may be hostile, but I have no choice. I have to explore, find survivors, and figure out how to make my way home.
Alright, here we are. The pod's trashed, and I'm officially stranded in the middle of a massive asteroid belt. Just look at this place. Floating rocks, ores everywhere, and nothing but cold emptiness. Welcome to Astrometica. From what I've been told, this game is compared to Subnautica, but in space. I've watched a few videos and played around a little bit to get the hang of the controls, but this is my first full playthrough. Keep in mind, Astrometica is still in early access, so it's not fully finished yet. The developers have released the first part, and that's what we'll be diving into today. There's more content planned for the future, and I'll definitely cover it when it comes out. I don't know how many episodes the series will take, but my goal is to complete it in the next couple of weeks. If you're enjoying this, let me know in the comments, and if you want to see the next parts or have suggestions, I'm all ears. Just remember, no spoilers, please. Alright, let's get started. So here we are in our banged up escape pod. So I've gotten a couple of the ores already from out there. There's some floating around that we can pick up. But this is where we spent the last couple of months. This is a nice little area. So we had some storage units here. So we got some water. We got 3 water and 3 space burgers left. So we are almost out of food. Here is our fabricator. This is where we'll go and build any of our equipment and stuff that we need. So we'll get into that here in a little bit. And then here's another storage where we have some med kits and some oxygen tanks. So these we can take a puff on if we're out and we're running out of oxygen. It'll fill our meter up a little bit. But we'll head back out here and grab a couple more of these ores and stuff. So we got organics. This is what we're going to make food out of. And then there's copper and iron floating around here. So the first little part here is going to be more of a grind until we can start actually building up materials. So I like the looks of it. Like, this looks really good. Now we do have a limited amount of oxygen, so we need to keep an eye on it on our bottom left. So let's float back. We don't have no jetpack or anything at this time, so we can't go too far. And our oxygen tank is very small. There we go. We got a couple more things. Come and look in here. So we got some iron, some organics, and some copper. So our first steps is to fabricate an oxygen capsule, fabricate a jetpack, fabricate a backpack, and fabricate a mining tool. There's actually one other tool that we would want to. So we come here. We also want to get the scrapper and the scanner tool. But let's work on these first. So a couple of the things that we really need right away would be the jetpack and the oxygen. So we need quartz for this. There are some floating out there, but it's kind of hard to see with the green background. So let's get the jetpack first. We need some coal for that. We got the iron, and to build a copper wire, we'll come up here, build one of them. Now we got the copper wire for that. That one's gonna need 2 copper wires. Backpack's gonna need silver. We're actually gonna need to mine the silver. I haven't found that just floating around. And for that, we need the mining tool, which needs a battery and electronic part, which again we'll build here, which is copper wire and coal, and then copper wire and iron. So copper is going to be one of the main materials that we need, copper and iron. And then we have the rest of this stuff that we can build. Here is where we can get our water. Water just takes ice. The space burgers take the organics. The medkits take fabric, and then the oxygen take a copper wire and ice. Now you don't get oxygen tanks afterwards, so once you use it, it's gone. It's not like you hold on to an empty tank and bring it back and fill it back up. So we need to come out here and find us some coal, some more iron. We'll try to grab as much of this as we can. Again, looking at our bar on the bottom. The coal is right here, so grab a couple of these pieces. Once we get the jetpack, we can jetpack and go around a little bit quicker. Let's head on back before we run out. We got 30 seconds left. But now that we got this coal, we can make that jetpack, and now to make this go a little bit quicker, grab this piece of iron on our way back. We are getting a little hungry, a little thirsty. We'll grab us some water here. Now you do need to be careful not to double click them, because double click them will give you more items, so just make sure you just click it once when you want to use them. I'll hit tab, water, food. I'll throw those back in there. Throw those in there because we don't need that. Now in the inventory tabs you can hit sort, so if you have a couple of the same ores here, you'll hit sort and it'll stack them. And it'll do the same thing in the cargo containers. You can hit sort and it'll sort them out and stack anything that can be stacked. So let's come in here. We should be able to build our jetpack now. Take that and it'll come over here. This is the spaces for everything for our suits, and these are our hotkeys. Okay, now that we have the jetpack, you only need to build one of each. So you can't have 2 oxygen capsules and think that you can have extra oxygen. So next, let's try to find some quartz. So we still need some copper wire. So we at least got one more. So we need some more copper. We need a little bit more of everything. So let's come out here. But now we got our jetpack. Now we can hit shift. There we go. We can jetpack around here a little bit more. So we can actually head out a little bit further. Some more iron. We have ice all around this little area right here, and there are bigger pieces of ice and all this stuff that we can mine. The only thing I haven't found yet would be the organics, but I'm pretty sure there should be another way to find all that. We'll explore that when we come up to it. Here's the copper. There's some quartz down there. So we got 30 seconds left, but we can still pick up. Grab another quartz here. But now we can just jetpack. Zoom right in. Whee! Boom. Okay, so we're gonna need another copper wire. Now we can make our oxygen capsule. Now we need an electronic part and a battery. So we'll make an electronic part. And then for a battery, we need copper wire and coal. Had some coal, I thought. Put it in here. We got some more quartz left, and we got some more copper left. Let's go ahead and equip this. So that'll put it down there. And then we need to do the scrapper. Did I put any coal in here? I don't see any. We'll just stick this stuff in here. Now we need to get some coal. Build the battery. And that was... There's some right there, it looks like. So we'll jetpack out this way a little bit more. And we'll just pick up more ores on the way back. we're eventually going to probably get rid of all these around here. So we could come around here and pick up as much as we can. Get about 40 seconds left. We should be heading back here in a minute. I still got my full jetpack, so we can jetpack all the way back. Here we go. Whee! Boom. Ouch! It's not as padded. Awesome life there. Alright, so now we should be able to build our battery. Oh, I left the copper wire in here. Grab this stuff in case I'm going to need it for something else. Build our battery. So now we're going to build our tools. So each of our tools, the mining tool, the scanner tool, and I think a couple of the other tools will take batteries. We can build new batteries, but make sure you keep a hold of them. And we also want to build a scrapper, so we need some more iron and some more copper. And then for the backpack, we need electronic part and some silver. Build our electronic part now. And then you can also pin the items, so if there's an item that you need to make sure you pick up stuff for, you can right click on it. So that's going to be any items in here or when we do our building. Just right click on it and you see over here it pins it. So this one says we need the electronic part, which we already have, that's why it's green. And then it has the silver, so when we pick up 2 silver that'll come up. So we can also do the same thing for this. Once we get our 5 iron and our 5 copper, it'll show up. That way you know which items you have. But now that we got our drill, we're going to put it down here, number 2. There we go, that's nice looking here. Put up some of our materials. I'm going to keep this stuff in here, and then I'm going to keep the ores over here. Let's go get some silver, some copper, some more iron. But now we can come up to one of these and drill it out. And then it does take up your battery. Some ores take longer and more power to do. So like that was the iron. Copper takes a little bit longer. I think the silver took the longest from what I can see. Silver was back towards this way. Right here. See, the silver has this little bit right here on top. Got all this ice down here. We'll probably want to pick up some of that while we're out here too. Down here before we run out of time. Now, if you do start drilling it and find out you either run out of battery or you need to run and get some oxygen, you can come back and it is going to keep the percentage of what you drilled off. So it's not like you have to start all over again. You can see here the silver takes a little bit longer. 30 seconds left. Almost 30 seconds left. We're over 30%. Hey, telling us about oxygen. We should get this done in time. Got it. We got some new blueprints. Now let's do is burn back towards the pod here. Got it. Hey, stuck. There we go. So let's go ahead and build the backpack. So I need the electronic part, which I put in here. So now if you look at our backpack here, we have 3 levels. Or we have 3 rows. So let's get our backpack here. Put our backpack on, right click it. Now you see we got an extra level here. So let's go get some iron so we can go get the scrapper, and that's going to help us get the boxes and stuff from over here. Now we got 40% power left in the battery. You might just try and pick up a couple of these. Whee! Whoops. That's not gonna do. Grab some of this ice while we're out here. "30 seconds left." We'll head back. And you notice your jetpack will come back. So you don't have to worry about using it all. So if we use it all, it'll actually come back slowly. So now we should have enough to build our scrapper. Put that there. Nice orange. Put this stuff in here. So now it shows that we have a signal over here that we need to get to. I'm gonna explore this little cabin right here real quick. Try to pick up anything that I can along the way. So we got this box here. Let's break it open. So this is what you'll use the scrapper for. You'll right click on them. So this is a fabric box. Head in here. It's kind of dark. Another fabric package. Now if you hit it the wrong way, they will go flying, so you need to make sure you watch out for that. Nice. Oh. Alright, so we got all that stuff. We're gonna head back before... I kind of want to build that scanner. They don't tell you you can build it, but it'll help with the next step. Like I said, I did do a little bit of this, so it's gonna help with that. We don't have to keep flying back and forth. Okay, so for the scanner tool, we're gonna need a battery and a data transfer, 2 quartz, copper, and iron. We have most of that. So we need a battery, which is copper wire again. This is gonna need an electronic part. And quartz. Got 1 quartz here. So I can build the battery. I can build that. Now I just need 2 quartz. I still got iron and copper. Pretty sure I got everything I need for that. So let's go get some quartz. Quartz is usually around the asteroid, so this green goo that's down here. And it does take also a little while for it to mine. So it might... I don't know if it's slower than... It looks like it's faster than the silver, though. So I still think the silver is the slowest. I think quartz would be next, and then copper, and then the iron is the quickest. And those are the only items that I've been able to mine, or as far as I get into mining. I know there was another one over here, so let's grab this one. We got a little bit of power. We probably might not be able to grab all of it. 2, 1. Oh, just barely. Let's head on back. Build us another battery, and then we can go and get that. The rest of that. Alright, now let's build us another battery real quick. So to change the battery, you hit X, and you just swap them out. There we go. Got a full battery on there. Drop that in there. I'm going to get us a little bit more water. I'm already going to need some water. And we'll give us a little bit of food. Drop the rest of this stuff off. So now we'll hit sort. I'll sort that together. Again, I'll sort that together. Put our scanner down here on number 4. And again, it takes batteries. So before we head out, I want to grab the oxygen tanks right here as a backup, and then we're going to head towards this dome over here. So let's make a burn that way. We're going to run out of jetpack before we get there, so we're going to have to run out, and then we'll coast while the jetpack gets back up. Here we go. Now we can do another burn. So new signal log is available in the terminal. So we got some type of signal over there also. Let's come over here in this dome area first. Now these are gargoyle trees, so we can grab us some of that. This gives us gargoyle fruit, which we can eat. I like the way the grass and everything does in here. Then these are fungi little thingies. Make sure you pick these up while you're here also. Over here to the other gargoyle tree. Now you can take the trees and it's not going to take your oxygen. And I didn't say that before, but once you're in any of the domes, it looks like they give you oxygen. So you can use these as hubs to jump through the asteroid field here. So again, you can jump here, get your oxygen back up, and then jump to your next spot. I know later on we won't need to worry about that as much, but early game that is definitely something you want to be aware of. let's head in here. We got us a package here. Some more copper. Give me you. Come here. Coal. Iron. Alright, so here's some more. Let's grab these. Alright, so this is where we need our scanner tool. So we're gonna scan this tool here. This will give us the builder tool. Alright, so that gave us that. Now let's scan this desk. This is going to give us the desk. So you'll scan items around, and that's where they'll give you the blueprint so you can build them later on. You got a log here.
Since Matthew and Marcella left for that abandoned outpost, it's been just me here. I have to make sure we've got enough resources to survive until they come back, if they come back. From the distance, I can see a spaceship wreckage. It looks ancient, like it's been floating here for centuries. Could be nothing, could be something valuable. Either way, I can't ignore it. I'm heading there now. If this is my last log well, I hope someone finds it. Wish me luck.
Alright, good luck. These are wall storages, so we'll scan these. Now for this one, you need to scan 1 of 3. So we have 3 of them here, so lucky enough we can get these picked up. So just make sure you scan all 3 of them to get the blueprint for it. I think there's going to be other blueprints where you need to scan more than one of the items to get the full blueprint. And there's some blueprints where you can just scan it and get it. So like right here, we got this upgrade station. So now we got an upgrade station blueprint. So let's make our way back through here. If you look on the bottom right hand corner, you can see the scanner logo kind of come up. That means there's something that you can scan. So we got habitat circle room, 1 of 3. Fabric package. Let's break this open. Here, we already got this table. There's a container here. It's more silver, quartz, copper wire. So here's the battery charger. Make sure you grab this battery charger. You're gonna need it later. There's another log here.
It's hard to believe it's been months since the explosion. Every day we've been holding on to the hope that someone would find us, that a rescue team would answer our distress call. But the silence is deafening. No one is coming. The situation is dire. The resources here are running out, and we can't survive much longer on this barren asteroid. We've scavenged what we could, but it's not enough. Our small outpost has become a prison. Yesterday, we caught sight of something incredible, an enormous ship drifting on the far side of the asteroid belt. It looks ancient, maybe abandoned, but it's our only chance. We've decided to pick up what little we have left and head that towards it. There's no guarantee to safety, but if we stay here, we're doomed. I don't know what we'll find when we get there. Maybe a way to call for help, or perhaps even functioning warp drive to get us off this rock. Whatever it is, it's better than waiting here for death to find us. This will be our final attempt. If anyone finds its log, know that we tried. We fought to survive.
Okay, so it looks like there's a... This is where the other signal's going on. There's a ship that we can go and look at. Can't scan that. Down here we got a smelter. We're almost out of energy. So we got smelter 1 of 2. So we're still going to need to find another one to scan it. Okay, we can scan this. Habitat circle 2 of 3. I think that's all we got in here. We can scan this light. So we need extra power. So what we can actually do is take this battery out. Come over here to our drill. Take this battery out. Back to this one. This battery in. That'll give us more power. I think that's all we can scan in here. Let me go through here one more time just to make sure I did get everything. Now this thing also acts as a sonar where you can find stuff. So if you left click it, it kind of sends out a... There's a fungi deposit. Sends out a kind of like a radar, and it picks up anything that you need to find or can grab. So I already grabbed the fungi thing. I wonder if they grow back. So we'll have to check back to see if they grow back. But let's go over here to this other signal. One other thing that I found out in here, that since there's no gravity, you can jump, but if you hit and hold your spacebar, you can actually use your jetpack to fly around in here. So that's good to know. So then you can fly straight up too, you don't have to go straight out. Just a little tip I learned. So now we need to head towards this signal over here. So let's come back down here to this. Got more of this stuff around here that we might be able to pick up. Looks like there's more crates over here. Got a whole bunch of silver. Let's come back actually into this building. So we have another data pad. We have electronic package. Let's open this up. Light bulb. So we got a new blueprint. Copper wire. And we can scan this. So skipper vehicle fragment. So this is going to be a fragment of a vehicle we can get. And we got a vehicle station fragment. Almost out of oxygen. Yeah, I think that's all that's in here. We're going to need to get some oxygen. So let's take a huff off this. Then we can head back towards our ship over here. So now we need to build a builder tool, build a habitat room, habitat corridor, and a habitat airlock. So this is where we're going to have our base. So we'll come in here and then get those pinned so we can get everything we need for it. And then find a good place to actually build our habitat or our base. I don't know if I want to build it over here. We got a lot of the ores over here, but we still have this station where we can get oxygen. We also have that little dome area over there. We never read that thing either. We'll have to go back and read that. But that's another good point to for oxygen. So I don't know if we want to build it close to that. So we might build it more on the other side. Maybe more over there where we found that pod that we just got the vehicle fragments from. Now we want to come in here. Got the flashlight. So we can build that. I think I got everything for that. Build us a flashlight, and then we need the builder tool, so we need a battery and a data transformer. Now, because we got the old battery, I think that'll work. So we use that old battery that we had in storage already. So that just means that this gun's gonna have no energy. Oh, it still has energy too. Okay. So we used the empty battery, and I guess it filled it up. That's kind of a neat little hack there. So here's our habitat airlock, habitat corridor, and habitat room. So let's go ahead and pin these. So we need 10 iron plates, 3 copper plates, a copper wire, 2 electronic boards, and some fabric. We got the fabric, we got the copper. We could do 2 of the boards. We got the boards, so now we just need the iron and copper plates. And that takes 3 iron for each of those. So now we need to go out and mine more iron and that stuff. We do need to build another battery. So if we need 10 copper plates, and it takes 3 coppers to make the plates, so we'll need 30 copper ingots, and then we'll need 3 copper plates. We'll need about 9 copper ingots. Okay, now we got a flashlight. But I don't really want to use the drill for mining if I have to. So let's go ahead and just grab more of this little stuff. It's going to take a lot of this little stuff. Alright, so it looks like we got everything. Got our copper, iron plates. Let's see, we needed both of those. I think that was it. Now I need copper wire and some cloth fabric. Alright, so we got everything that we need here. We're all oxygenated up, so let's head out this way. Like I said, we got the bubble over there, so that could be a jumping point. I still think having a base more over in this area might be the better idea. So let's head that way. We don't want to go too far from the pod behind us, because right now it has our crafting stuff. But eventually we should be able to craft on our habitat. And we want to put our habitat in a nice area where we can access a lot of stuff too. So we might come over here and get another thing of air before we go and build our habitat. We might build it on the other side of this asteroid thing here. So let's head this way. If we look over here, we got a couple more little domes that way. Nothing much down there. But if we come back on the other side of this big asteroid here, we have more stuff. There's another dome there. It's like some type of ship or something right there. And we got a lot of this iron and over here on this side. Like, this is kind of a big open area. A lot of our resources will be back here. So we still got line of sight to our shuttle pod there. And then we got these things that are right here. So maybe if we go this way a little bit more. So maybe right here, so that way we can have access to get to these if we want to. We have access to get to everything else. So I think this looks like a good spot. So we'll come in here, we'll grab our habitat room. Put it here. We're gonna need a corridor. Put the corridor here. Need our airlock. Put that there. Then we'll come up in here and get our oxygen. So no matter I don't have power, we do have oxygen, so you don't have to worry about getting it powered before the oxygen comes in.
Alright, that wraps up our first episode of Astrometica. We've made some solid progress today. Got all the basic tools up and running, including the jetpack and the oxygen canister, and even managed to gather some ores and explore the surrounding area. We checked out a couple of the smaller habitats and the larger dome structure before setting up our own base. There's still much more to explore and uncover, so stay tuned for the next episode. If you're enjoying this series so far, don't forget to let me know in the comments and hit that like button to show your support. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.